The road to Valdeombra no longer exists on modern maps, not because it was destroyed by nature, not because of war, but because Spain chose to forget it. I learned about this place from an old man in Madrid, a man who spoke slowly, as if every word carried weight from another lifetime. When I asked him where he was from, he paused, looked away, and said a name so softly I almost missed it. Valdeombra. I searched for it that night. Nothing, no hotels, no travel blogs, no Instagram photos, only one faded reference in a forgotten archive describing it as relocated in the 1960s. Relocated is a polite word. What really happened was something else. Valdeombra once sat between the hills of northern Spain, surrounded by olive trees and stone paths worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. It was small, barely 60 families, but it was alive. Children ran through narrow streets. Church bells rang every Sunday. Farmers worked the land their grandfathers had worked before them, and then one letter changed everything. In 1959, officials arrived with clean suits and calm voices. They said a dam was going to be built nearby. Progress, they called it, electricity, water. A better future for Spain. The villagers listened in silence as they were told their homes would soon be underwater. They were given a choice that wasn't really a choice. Leave now with compensation, or stay and be forced out later with nothing. Most left, some cried, some resisted. One family refused. The Morales family had lived in Valdeombra longer than anyone remembered. Their house stood at the highest point of the village, built from stone so thick that summers stayed cool and winters stayed warm. The father, Andres Morales, was not a man of politics or protests. He simply said, "My parents are buried here. I am not leaving them behind." Construction began anyway. As months passed, the sound of machines replaced birds. The river swelled slowly, day by day, swallowing fields first, then roads. Houses were emptied, doors left open. Furniture abandoned like memories too heavy to carry. By the time water reached the edge of the village, only the Morales house remained occupied. Officials returned. Louder this time, threats replaced promises, and Andres still refused. Then one morning, the villagers who had relocated nearby saw something that made them stop breathing. Smoke rose from the hill. By the time anyone reached the village, the Morales house was burning. No one knows who started the fire. Some say it was the government, some say Andres himself did it. What is known is this: Andres, his wife Alina, and their young daughter Lucia never came out. The fire died, the dam was completed, the valley flooded. Valdeombra disappeared beneath the water. Years passed, decades, but fishermen began to talk. They said that during dry summers, when water levels dropped, stone walls emerged from the lake like bones. And sometimes, at dusk, they heard bells, church bells. Impossible because the church had been dismantled. Then there were the lights. Small, steady lights appearing on the surface of the water at night, directly above where the Morales house once stood. Locals called it imagination. Tourists laughed it off. Until one engineer decided to investigate. In 1997, during maintenance work on the dam, water levels were drained lower than ever before. Workers walked where a village once lived. They photographed doorways, staircases that led nowhere. And at the highest point, they found something that froze them in place: a stone wall blackened by fire, still standing. Inside, beneath layers of ash and time, they found three objects preserved in mud. A man's watch stopped at 6:17, a woman's wedding ring, and a small metal bell. The report was sealed. The photos never released to the public. The dam reopened. The water returned, but the story didn't end. Lucia Moral's name appears once more, not in Spain, but in Argentina. A woman with the same birth date, arriving as a child refugee in the early 1960s, accompanied by no parents. No official explanation. Some believe Lucia escaped the fire. Some believe she was taken. Some believe she never existed at all. Today, Valdeombra remains underwater. No signs, no markers, no memorial, just silence. And yet, locals still avoid the lake at night. They say the lights still appear. They say the bell still rings. Not because the village wants to be remembered, but because it refuses to be forgotten.